Hi, so you're interested in fighting with sig-ticketing Vikings of Ontario. Well, I have prepared here a video that's going to go over some of the most basic points that we would have made during your first lesson so that you can review them and remember the simple beginnings and keep them in practice.
At the beginning of every practice, we will carefully go over our swords and our equipment to make sure there are no burrs. You can see me running my left hand along my sword here to check for any sharp edges or nicks. As swords make contact during practices, the metal will move and create a sharp edge. We have to remove these sharp edges at the beginning of every practice to make sure no one accidentally gets cut or that the sword doesn't accidentally catch on someone's clothing and tear it open. It's very important to have all your swords and axes checked by an experienced fighter before any practice.
It's also very important to remove any sharp objects that might have accidentally been carried on a person. All sharp weapons are to be removed and kept very far away from any practice.
You can see here me in a Polish guard. I'm covering my head with my sword. My right elbow is tucked behind my shield, which is held in front of me. My right foot is forward. Any blows to my torso will be blocked by my shield. Here, I'm in a three-point guard. I'm using my sword to block my right side, and it will be raised to intercept blows towards my head. My left side and my torso is covered by my shield. My left foot is forward. I will have to step with my right foot to attack. As we fight, we will move. We move in 8 different directions while fighting, and it is very important to keep your balance while moving in these directions. It's also very important to remain contacted to the ground as you move. You can see me moving here through the 8 points of direction, and I always have one foot in contact with the ground. I am also concentrating on not crossing any of my legs. Depending on what foot you choose to have forward while fighting, you may run into some complications moving in a diagonal. You can see me sweeping my feet here to walk through this diagonal. I have switched my feet to demonstrate how to move when the opposite foot is forward. Practicing these movements is very important to new fighters, as balance is extremely important to fighting. An inexperienced fighter will sometimes outmaneuver and outlast a more experienced opponent because they have better balance and better movement. We encourage all new fighters to practice these 8 points of movement as much as they can. It is the road to success. It is also important to remember to relax when you're out of striking range. You can see me here relaxing as I move back and tensing up as I move forward. This is called being in and out of measure. When you're in measure, you want to be ready. When you are out of measure, you want to recover energy and relax. There are 9 directions that we attack our opponents from. Let me show you these. You can see here I'm attacking straight down, 45 to the head from the left, 45 from the right, side to side, up from the leg, up from the opposite leg, between the legs to the groin, and stabbing towards the torso. Here's from the opposite direction. To the leg, between the groin, and stabbing down to the torso. You can see 45 from the head, and straight down towards the head, straight down to the shoulders, side to side to the arms and torso, and towards the thighs and up towards the thighs. Here is all of the strike zones together. Here you can see my opponent running through what being hit from these different directions is like. There are some directions we do not attack our opponents. We do not strike them in the face. We do not stab towards the eyes or the neck. We don't hit them in the spine.
Yep.
Do not stab to the face. We do not slash to the back. There are areas that you might get hit that are not encouraged point zones. You might get hit in the forearm. You might get hit in the hand. You might get hit in the shin. This will happen, but it is not a point zone. We wear armor in these areas to deflect any blows that might be hit to them. It is not encouraged to hit someone in the hand or in the shin, but it of course happens. Again, to reiterate, there are no hit zones. We do not strike to the side of the face. We do not thrust to the eyes. We do not chop to the spine. It's extremely important to respect these rules. Thrusting anywhere at an opponent is very dangerous. Experienced fighters are allowed to thrust towards their opponent anywhere below their opponent's nipples. However, new fighters will not be thrusting at all. This video is meant as a review of a fighter's first few lessons. It does not replace actual training at all. All new fighters are encouraged to train with Sig Sigurdsson until they are deemed safe to fight on their own. With hard work and practice, you'll become a very safe fighter, and we'll be very proud to call you one of our own. Thank you for watching.